Now, trust conquers everything. We know that. Trust conquers everything. It's, if we've got some gigantic challenges ahead, if we can just build trust, whether we're on the sales side or on the marketing side, we're going to be successful. So it requires trust at every level. It has to be intellectually sound. I mean, we are selling professional services. We have to know our stuff. We have to make sense. It has to be intellectually there. Okay? It also has to be emotionally there. And, as David will tell you, basically it also has to be physically there. You have to actually be able to produce the goods. You have to show up. You have to be able to execute. You have to be able to do all these things. Okay? So we will build trust at every level, and it's easy to get soft. What built trust last year is not going to build trust this year. Okay? We need more. We need better stuff. Okay? So what gets in the way is this stuff here. And that's why Jim and I were talking earlier, when he said he was head of sales and marketing, that's one of the key insights. You want someone to be head of sales and marketing so that they work together. Because normally sales doesn't trust marketing, and if you think of sales as the actual professionals, sometimes they don't trust, and then marketing sometimes doesn't trust sales, and if you do that, then you'll find that the client doesn't trust either. So we have to be able to get beyond this in order to do what we need to do. Okay? So there are 5 key tricks that every marketer needs to do. And here they come. All right? These tricks I will tell you about. Okay? The first trick is, when your clients buy, what do they think they're buying? Clients buy from you.
Your personality.
Your personality. Huh? Where else can they buy that? Nowhere. If they're buying you and your personality, or if they're buying the people who you are selling, they can't buy that anyplace else. Right? What if they're buying competence? Can they buy that anyplace else? Mm-hmm. What if they're buying their tax return done? Can they buy that anyplace else? Sure. They just need a good audit. Can they buy that anyplace else? Absolutely. Okay? They can buy other stuff, all the stuff that's in all of our marketing literature, all over our website. They can buy that all every place else. Okay? So we face the danger of the commoditization of the profession unless we do something about it. What's the first thing? Well, identity. If I'm buying you, I got to know who you are. And the first step, of course, is for you to know who you are. Right? And how do you figure that out? Well, that's a different program, right, Andrew? We have another program just for that. But that's one of the things. Now, one of the key tricks is to know who you are as a firm and who you are as an individual. Ooh, all of a sudden, it starts to get tricky. Knowing who I am as a firm, well, I mean, we know how to do that. We know how to describe our firm. All right? But when we do that, just at that level, we sound like the guy with the pressure cooker, don't we? All right? We start speaking in tongues. Blah, 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 and it sounds an awful lot like what the other guys are saying. So the trick is here. Andrew could tell you this story, too. I mean, once upon a time, I was chief marketing officer at Alex Brown. Alex Brown was 200 years old. It was the oldest investment bank in America. It had a very strong identity, and everything was hunky-dory, because people would always tell the Alex Brown story, which was a very interesting story. Oh, Alex Brown, the founder, started, as a shipper, and then he realized that it was more money in financing the shipments, and, and so on and so on, and we helped to finance, the B&O Railroad, and we're there during the Civil War, and, it's this wonderful story. Oh, and yeah, by the way, we took Microsoft public. The story went on and on and on, and people would just sit there slack-jawed and say, I never heard of Alex Brown, but it's a great story. And Buzzy Krongard, who was the chairman, used to say, I love when people say I never heard of Alex Brown because I can tell the whole story. Okay? And it was a good story. Then we got bought by Bankers Trust. It's a big bank in New York. No story. Then we got bought by Deutsche Bank. The nice people who financed the Holocaust. Okay? All of a sudden, the story wasn't so good anymore. All right? And no one understood it, and no one could even pronounce the name Deutsche Bank, and oh my God, oh my God. And you know what? We did fine, because the marketing strategy said, well, look, you know what? People buy the individual. They don't care whether Deutsche Bank, I mean, if I am a farmer in Kansas, I don't care whether Deutsche Bank has a worldwide network of solutions for this and that and whatever. I just want to know, can you make my stock go up so I can retire and leave the farm to the kids? That's all I care about, okay? And who's going to convince me of that? This guy. So we redid all our marketing, and we made it individual. We had individual people. You know, what can I say about myself, about my team, about the people who you're going to call and talk to every day that's going to make you say, I want to buy that. And people who do that do fine. That's the way you sell a professional service.